A very sad case, and what we know is that 1 in 4 women will experience intimate partner violence in their lifetime. 68% of those victims will unfortunately experience strangulation. And strangulation is the most heinous form, I believe, of domestic violence.
This is Love Hurts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for future content. 38-year-old Patrina Best was fun-loving and friendly. She had the most beautiful smile, and she shared it easily with everyone around her. She was independent and strong, but also deeply compassionate and sensitive. Above all, she was always dependable. She was a beautiful person inside and out, and she made friends wherever she went. People just loved her. She was the type of person that was guaranteed to be at every birthday party, every holiday dinner, and every special occasion. She didn't have any children, but her fur baby, a white West Highland Terrier named Luke, always tagged along with her. Patrina worked as a traveling nurse. She brought so much joy to all of her patients around the world. She loved her job. As the daughter of a U.S. Navy chief, Patrina grew up traveling, so her job was just absolutely perfect for her. Even on her off time, traveling was one of her favorite things to do. Her travels included visiting places like the Philippines, Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Iceland, Mexico, and almost everywhere in the United States. Her goal was to see the entire world. She truly fit the definition of living your best life. Patrina was in an on-again, off-again relationship with 43-year-old Carl Kearney Jr. The two had met back in their college days at Georgia Southern University, where Carl played football. He went on to become a practice squad player for the New York Jets in the 2000s, and he played a few preseason games, but never played in any regular season games with the NFL. He and Patrina kept in touch after the college years and through his short football career. By 2020, Carl had settled for a position as head coach of the varsity football team at Spalding High School in Griffin, Georgia. Patrina also accepted a nursing job in Georgia, so the two were close and reconnected. The extent of Patrina and Carl's relationship while they were both in Georgia is unknown, but what we do know for sure is that by February of 2024, Patrina had accepted a new assignment in Hawaii. She requested that Carl assist her with moving her things from Georgia to Maryland. It was normal for her to store some of her belongings at her parents' home between assignments, so this was really just a normal routine before starting a new job for Patrina. But there was nothing normal about the move this time. Police say things went left almost immediately after they arrived at Patrina's parents' home. At some point during the drop-off, the two got into a heated argument, at which point Carl grabbed Patrina by her neck and strangled her to death. Police say after the murder, Carl fled to Virginia in her vehicle. He contacted local police once he made it to Virginia, and they instructed him to return to Maryland and turn himself in, and that's exactly what he did. The Georgia community where Carl coached football was in complete shock.
But first tonight, the Spalding County community is in shock after learning one of their high school coaches is accused of strangling his girlfriend to death.
The students and parents we spoke to say this is not something they'd expect from their coach. Many of these kids looking up to him as a father figure.
Hurt, shocked. It was like disbelief because I didn't want to believe that what they were saying was true.
Families at Spalding High School are still wrapping their heads around the news. Their varsity football coach, Carl Kearney Jr., is facing multiple murder and assault charges in the death of his girlfriend. On Saturday, Prince George County Police in Maryland say Kearney turned himself in, admitting to strangling his girlfriend, identified as 38-year-old Patrina Best, during an argument while at her parents' home. According to the charging documents, Kearney slapped Best in the face to, quote, bring her back, before he fled the scene. Kearney played football for Georgia Southern before signing with the New York Jets for 2 years. He's been the Spalding High School football coach for the last 4 years.
I was shocked. I was in disbelief. He came to Spalding High School my sophomore year and pretty much turned this program around.
Like a father figure for him. A lot of times he encouraged them when he was really low. I still see him as a stand-up guy for even turning himself in, because he's still teaching the guys to be men and accountable for their actions.
Patrina's family was absolutely devastated. From their understanding, Carl and Patrina were just friends at the time of the murder, but prosecutors say the two were a little more than friends.
Carl Kearney Jr. is being held without bond. He remains in custody in Prince George's County, Maryland. That's where he is charged with strangling his girlfriend, 38-year-old Patrina Best, to death during an argument. Best's family released a statement remembering her as a loving sister, daughter, and aunt. They say she was a dedicated nurse and a wonderful person in every regard. Today in court, an attorney told the judge Kearney and Best had a long-time on-again, off-again relationship. She says the incident fits a familiar model of domestic violence.
This is a very sad case, and what we know is that 1 in 4 women will experience intimate partner violence in their lifetime. 68% of those victims will unfortunately experience strangulation. And strangulation is the most heinous form, I believe, of domestic violence.
Kearney will remain in custody until his next court appearance, which is...
Carl has been formally charged with murder and is currently being held in police custody. What a devastating loss. My heart truly goes out to Patrina's family, friends, and loved ones. This is one of those cases where you can clearly see there was just a devastating loss on both ends. Clearly, Carl's community loved him. He had a huge impact on those high school children and their parents. His stupid actions have affected the lives of so many people. And for what? That's just the number one question that everyone has. Why? Why did this happen? And unfortunately, we will probably never know the truth. If you are in a domestic abuse relationship, create an out plan and get out now. Once you are out, do not turn back. Turning back can cost you your life. As always, loves, stay safe. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, and hit that notification bell for future content.